The life in the hereafter. What does the Quran say? Translation of Jahan-e Fada. Ghulam Ahmad. Parwez. 1969. 3. Accountability. The natural and logical outcome of the law of requital is that each human being becomes responsible for all of his own conduct and actions. Or it can be said that the natural outcome of a man's deeds are that he should face the consequences of these deeds. In both cases it is the same. We say about the person who is responsible for something, that he will be held accountable for this. This is called accountability. The Quran has declared this to be giving account. In Surah Al-Hajj it is stated, "Your sustainer is a witness, that we will, of a surety, call them to account, for all their deeds." 15. 92-93. In another verse, "Then, you will be questioned that day about the blessings, or favors, of life." 102. 8. The question that will be asked is, how did you earn it and where did you spend it? Man thinks that since in his business transactions he is totally independent and has control, he can do as he wishes. It is correct that man is free to make choices and has the freedom to do as he wishes, but he has to face the consequences of his deeds, i.e., he is free in this context to make his choices, but he is not able to change the consequences of his choices. For this, he is chained to the law of requital, and his reckoning will be only with his sustainer. 23. 117. And Allah will pay him his account. And Allah is swift in taking account. 24. 39. The messengers of Allah used to give warning about the law of requital, stating this in clear terms to the people. Their account is only with my Rabb, if you could but understand. 26. 113. See also 88. 26. Allah clearly informed the messengers that their responsibility was only to pass on this message, while holding the people accountable for the deeds was with Allah. Your duty is to make the message reach them. 13. 40. But all sufficient is Allah in taking account. 4. 6. See also 33. 39. 4. 86. There is nothing that can escape from Allah's system of accountability. We shall set up scales of justice for the day of judgment, so that not a self will be dealt with unjustly in the least, and if there be the weight of a mustard seed, we will bring it to account. And enough are we to take account. 21. 47. In the human system of justice, accountability is restricted to visible deeds, and intentions and inner thoughts are outside the purview of this system. This is not the case with the functioning of the law of requital, where both human deeds and thoughts affect the self and thus are within the grip of Allah. The Quran states, "Whether you show what is in your minds or conceal it, Allah calls you to account for it." 2. 284. A Momin, believer, is convinced of this, and this is how he saves himself from taking any wrong steps. That is why when the time comes for the results of his deeds to become manifest, he is able to say, "I did really understand that my account would one day reach me." 69. 20. Contrary to this, those who are heading towards hell, on seeing the outcome of the deeds, will wail. And one who will be given his record in his left hand, will say, "Ah, would that my record had not been given to me, and that I had never realized how was my account." Opening parenthesis. 69. 25-26. Since the deeds of the inhabitants of paradise will be in line with the divine laws, their accountability will be easy. Soon will his account be taken by an easy reckoning. 84. 8. Contrary to this, the evildoers will have a difficult reckoning. For them will the reckoning be terrible. 13. 18. Therefore it is important that each individual should keep in mind that everything which is done in this life has an accountability attached to it. 3.1 Man is his own warden. So far we have seen that Allah is said to be the one who takes account of everything. This is only to help understanding, and the aim is to tell us that human accountability is based on the law of requital, and this accountability is inbuilt in each one of us. The self is its book of deeds, and it can read its book of deeds and hold itself accountable. In Surah Bani Israel the Quran has explained this succinctly. Every man's fate we have fastened on his own neck. On the day of judgment we shall bring out for him a scroll, which he will see spread open. It will be said to him, read your own record. Sufficient is yourself this day to make out an account against you. 17, 13-14. 3.2 Swift accountability. As soon as an individual carries out a deed, its effect starts immediately, though its visible effect may appear sometime later in his life. This process, whereby the impact of a deed commences immediately on the commission of an act, is declared by Allah in the Quran to be Sari al-Hisab, i.e., one who is quick in accountability. The following verse illustrates this. But if any deny the signs of Allah, Allah is swift in calling to account. 3:19. See also 5, 4, 13, 41, 14, 51, 24, 39, 40, 17. At another place Allah has noted that He is the quickest in accountability. And He is the swiftest in taking account. 6:62. 3.3 The Day of Account. When the results of human actions manifest themselves, whether in this life or in the life in the hereafter, the Quran defines this day as the Day of Account, or Yawm al-Hisab. For example, after mentioning the blessings of paradise in Surah Sa'd, it is then stated, such is the promise made to you for the Day of Account. 38:53. As it will be explained later, the results of human actions show up in this life as well. In this regard, the Quran states, closer and closer to mankind comes their reckoning. Yet they heed not and they turn away. 21:1. The degree of disorder in the world and dishonesty of people is continuing because these very people do not believe in the day of reckoning or in the law of requital. These are the people from whom all peace-loving and considerate people wish to seek protection. When Moses saw the reaction of Pharaoh against Allah's message, he instinctively stated as noted by the Quran. Moses said, I have indeed called upon my Rabb and your Rabb for protection from every arrogant one who has no iman in the day of account. 40:27. As has been written earlier, everyone is responsible for his own deeds. This is made clear by the Quran, so much so that even in the case of the last messenger the Quran states unequivocally, you are not accountable for them, and they are not accountable for you. 6:52. 3.4 Without measure. At various places in the Quran, it is stated that people will be given reward for the deeds beyond measure. For example, in Surah Zumar it is stated, good is the reward for those who do good in this world. Spacious is Allah's earth. Those who patiently persevere will truly receive a reward without measure. 39:10. People who remain steadfast in the face of the difficulties and challenges of life are recompensed without measure. E.g., in the matter of supply of rizq or sustenance, it is stated, for Allah provides sustenance to whom He pleases, as per His law, without measure. 3:37. See also 24:38, 40:40. It does not mean that with Allah there is no law or procedure established, and He gives without any measure, as this is against the teaching of the Quran. These verses mean that when you work within the permanent values, then by your own standards the reward you get is far beyond what you could imagine. This point is reiterated in Surah Talaq, where it is emphasized that outward circumstances may appear unfavorable, and He provides for him from sources he never could imagine. And if anyone puts his trust in Allah, sufficient is Allah for him, for Allah will surely accomplish His purpose. Verily, for all things has Allah appointed a due proportion. 65. 3. Contrary to this, regarding those people of the book who did not fulfill their pacts and rebelled against the Muslims after ratifying treaties, the Quran states, "It is He who got out the people of the book for doing kufr from their homes at the first gathering of the forces. Little did you think that they would get out, and they thought that their fortresses would defend them from Allah. But the wrath of Allah came to them from quarters from which they little expected, and cast terror into their hearts, so that they destroyed the dwellings by their own hands and the hands of the Mu'mineen. Take warning, then, O you who have vision." 59. 2. In the verses where it is stated that Allah bestows without measure, it should be noted that this means beyond human expectation. Allah's measuring of scales is different from human scaling. 3.5 Accountability of nations. Accountability under the law of requital is not limited to individuals only. Nations are also held accountable collectively on a continuous basis. In Surah Talaq, the Quran states, "How many populations that insolently opposed the command of their Rabb and of his messengers, did we not then call to account, to severe account? And we imposed on them an exemplary punishment." 65. 8. 3.6 The grip of Allah. In some verses, the result of this accountability is termed as Allah's grip. In Surah Buruj, it is stated, "Truly strong is the grip and power of your Rabb." 85. 12. See also 44. 16. If an individual after committing a crime manages to escape, the police follow him and sometimes are successful in apprehending him, and sometimes the suspect manages to remain at large. The Quran has used this example as a simile and called accountability under the law of requital as orqab, or chasing a prey like an eagle. The Quran states that the nations which were destroyed due to their transgressions were given a term of respite as part of the working of the law of requital. "What were messengers before you? But I granted respite to those who committed kufr, and finally I punished them. Then how was my requital?" 13. 32. And look at the pages of history, and see how was our pursuit of the criminals. But there were people before them who denied the signs, the people of Noah and the confederates of evil after them, and every people plotted against their messenger to seize him, and disputed by means of vanities therewith to condemn the truth. But it was I that seized them. And how was my requital? 45. See also 2. 196 2. 211 3. 11 5. 2 5. 98 6. 166 7. 167 8. 13 13. 6 13. 13 40. 22 41. 43 59. 4. Since every deed's end is its final outcome, or every outcome has a deed behind it, the term akaba has been used to mean the final outcome as well. For example, there the only protection comes from Allah, the True One. He is the best to reward, and the best to give success. 18. 44. See also 13. 24. 13. 42. 3.7 Holding accountable. Zuntikam. In Arabic, the term intikam means recompensing for a crime, and this is why one of the divine attributes is Zuntikam, i.e., Allah ensures that as per the law of requital, criminals get the due punishment. Then those who reject the signs of Allah, i.e., kafir, will suffer the severest penalty, and Allah is exalted in might, sustainer of retribution. 3, 4. See also 5, 95, 14, 47, 39, 37. In places the Quran states that Allah took revenge on the nations committing crimes, thereby meaning that they were punished for the crimes they committed. So we exacted retribution from them. We drowned them in the sea, because they rejected our signs and failed to take warning from them. 7, 136. See also 15, 79, 30, 47, 32, 22, 43, 25, 43, 41, 44, 16. In this regard, the Quran states that this punishment meted to the nations in the past should serve as an example for those coming after them. So we exacted retribution from them. Now see what was the end of those who rejected truth. 43 to 25.